Hello, welcome to Catavlog 31, July 2026. We've had more hot weather. It keeps coming in fairly short bursts. I don't think these are defined as heat waves because there needs to be a temperature of a daily temperature of 28 in London, 28 Celsius, um, for 3 days running for 72 hours. Not 72 hours fully, but during those 3 days, the temperature needs to be that high to qualify as a heat wave. But we are getting a heat advisory this week. Temperature in the central England area, I think it's 27, and then further west in areas such as Wales and Northern England, it's 25, 26, which qualifies heat wave. So, because the temperature tends to be higher in London, there's a higher bar to reach. That's what I gather. But anyway, we're not getting that now. We have had 2 or 3 heat waves, which do qualify in terms of 3 days of that maximum temperature. And it's hot even when it doesn't quite get up there. 27 degrees Celsius is it I, I cope with that if it's 27 in my bedroom or in my flat in general. But because the heat accumulates, often when it is 27 or 28 outside, it's well over 30 in my flat. So my accommodation just accumulates heat and it makes it very difficult. And really, we do need to think about how to retrofit our homes so that they cope better with these temperatures. And an even more pressing issue is the wildfires. There have been so much damage, so much devastation. I mean, in Europe as a whole, in France, there's consideration to evacuate the whole city of Bordeaux. The fire's about 14 kilometers from the center, from what I gather. So that must be absolutely terrifying for the people in that whole area of southwest France. The photos of that area, they look absolutely shocking, unbelievable. And there's 270,000 people evacuated, 70,000 in Spain evacuated, displaced from their homes, people who cannot leave at home. The logistics for that are really hard to imagine. And in the UK, we've had a fair number of fires in places like in the Cairngorms. There's been fires raging for 10 or 11 days already. In North Wales, there have been several fires, Conwy Mountain, Sychnant Pass, some areas of Holyhead Mountain. There's quite a few areas that are just being very badly hit, and the firefighters have such a hard job trying to control them. And these fires are often caused by human behavior, people leaving discarded matches or disposable barbecues and things like that. So the fires might not have started spontaneously, but once they catch hold, because they're tinder dry, it's really difficult. We really are facing a major climate crisis now, and it's absolutely astonishing that anyone, just about anyone, is not on board with having to now deal with absolute urgency with this climate catastrophe that we're all facing now. Um, I've just talked about Europe, but there's there's been a lot of wildfires in Canada. There've been a lot of problems in other parts of the world. We've had um, so many instances during the last few years of situations that show that the weather is much more the one of the quotes I've heard recently on the radio is that this is the coldest this is the coolest summer we're likely to experience, as in next year it's going to get warmer and more the situation is going to get more severe. The year after, more severe still. We're just at the start of this, and that's whatever we do in terms of dealing with the problem, it's going to take a long time to reverse the problem. So that's one of the major problems we're facing now. There's many other problems. The political landscape is absolute skip fire. I was going to say actually bin fire, but Count Binface is someone I'm behind and many other people behind when it comes to um, supporting. I'm very much into the environmental movement, but I'm also a big supporter of Count Binface currently. So if I think actually I might still vote Labour at the next general election, either Labour or Green, or maybe Count Binface. But um, it very much depends on what happens during the next few years under the Andy Burnham ministry in terms of protecting human rights for all of us. So I'll leave it at that. I might talk more about it. I went to Trans Pride on Saturday this week. 150,000 people were there in central London. That's London Trans Pride. The week before it was Brighton Trans Pride. Um, I went to the main Pride 3 weeks earlier, Pride in London, that is. Went with a fairly new friend. We had a good time. We um, avoided most of the crowds. I mean, crowds I find difficult a lot of the time. I I can walk in a crowd some of the time, but I try and limit the experience often. But I met up with friends, and that is the best thing. It's solidarity with other people looking to um, improve our conditions. And this we have so much hate to fight against at the moment. So it's really important. I mean, tragically, in the evening on Saturday, right at the end of the evening, I heard about the situation in Berlin where there was a, a hateful terrorist incident. I mean, all terrorism is hateful as far as I'm concerned, but um, the um, all I'll say is condolences to the people caught up. One woman tragically died, and several other people got very seriously injured. So I hope those people who were badly injured, in fact, anyone caught up with it, makes a full recovery. Um, so I think that's it for July. I'll keep it fairly short. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. I'm still doing my hyperlapse videos. Please check them out. I've been doing things like King's Cross to Wood Green, Kelly Road, that up Kelly Road and up through Finsbury Park, but also the Capital Ring. I'm doing sections of that. I've been walking some of that with a friend. Been to Surrey Keys. I've got to include that on my list as well. Um, so please check them out, and also my film reviews. And hope to see you again soon. Have a very good month. Bye for now.